I'm Dylan, and this is the BlindSighted Perspective Podcast, where blind and sighted perspectives are given on a number of topics, with my friend Jared as a co-host in a casual style. My life since I went blind at 22, I will tell you about it. Welcome back to the BlindSighted Perspective Podcast. I'm Dylan.
And I am Jared.
And his voice is dying.
I just had an energy drink, so maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, it's probably definitely that. I think caffeine hurts your throat and all that. But this is episode 7, and I don't have any announcements, which is good. But how is everybody doing? How was everyone's New Year's and everything? Hopefully your New Year is, starting off good. But anyways, how you doing, Jared?
Oh, I'm doing swell, Dylan. And yourself?
I am doing pretty good.
How was your New Year and whatnot?
Normal. Nothing crazy.
Crazy.
Been getting really cold.
Oh, yeah, it's freezing in here.
Cold, snow, yeah, this room is like the coldest room in the house. It doesn't produce much heat.
That's how our master bedroom is, and we have no idea why.
Yeah,
There's
really
vents
sucks.
and everything in there.
I do have an actual electric heater in the room, but Jared showed up early, so I couldn't heat up the room or do anything.
I'll be late next time.
Well, no, don't, but I don't know. But anyways, so with this first episode of the technical new year, because the other ones we recorded were last year.
Episode 7.
So, Jared, this will be now the BlindSighted Stories, which is, a blind story that I might have, a story that Jared might have, or a story we might have together. And that is the BlindSighted Story. So, Jared, what's our story today?
So this story it's a story kind of, I want to think of it in a way of a question, but we're going to get stories out of it. Bad trades as kids. Okay. Do you have a story that you want to mention?
I do. I have 2.
Okay, so how'd you mess up?
I don't really remember how old I was. Maybe 7, 8, 9, maybe around there. You know how kids are dumb, and I don't know, kids do stupid trades. So the first one I'm going to tell is where a kid did a bad trade with me, and he was an idiot. But then I was an idiot with this same kid, mind you. Jared, do you know the card game Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yes, I do.
Well, I went to a flea market years ago, and there were these fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You could tell that they were fake because they were slightly bigger and had a different ring around the back. You could tell that they were fake, and I bought these fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I don't know if you know what the Egyptian god cards are.
I do.
But yeah, I got them for $5. There were 3 of them, and then this yellow, the raw yellow, I think is his name, the Phoenix. It had a second card, which it's Phoenix form, and I got these cards for $5. Now this kid, I showed him that. I was like, hey, I have the 3 Egyptian god cards, and it was hilarious. I sold him these 3 fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards for $50.
Wait, how's that a bad trade?
Well, no, I mean, it's for him.
Okay,
for him.
He's
getting fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and then for the 3 Egyptian gods, he gave me $50, and then I was like, I'll throw in this Phoenix form for an extra $5 as a bonus. So I got $55 off these Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I paid $5 for. So I got a a earnings of $50 from that trade, and then his parents made him come over to try to get the money back, but I had already spent it. So he didn't get his money back. But with this same kid, I was dumb. I wish I was smarter. I had a Game Boy Advanced, and this kid had a pocket knife, and I wanted the pocket knife. You see where I'm going with this?
Oh, I see.
And so I traded him my Game Boy Advance and a game for a freaking pocket knife.
Yeah, that was a bad trade.
Yeah, it was. Sad day. Same kid. So I have 2.
So he got you back.
Yeah, pretty much. It goes both ways, so it was so bad. But I'm pretty sure everyone has bad trades as a kid, mostly. I don't know. Do you have any?
I actually do. One that I can recall specifically. See me, I was a little bit different of a kid. I would do a lot of trades and stuff like that, and the thing is, I wouldn't like trade for something of equal value. You see, I was just trying to befriend this person, or you know what I mean.
Trade for friendship.
Honestly, kind of. I was just the friendly. I didn't want to have any enemies or whatever, or we just didn't know each other,
right?
And I just wanted to be their friend and them to like me. So I'm like, hey, I'll give you this for something completely unequal. And it happened quite a bit, but one specifically I remember is I had a 3DS, a Nintendo 3DS, and there was this girl, and I can't remember what it was I traded it for, but she's like, oh, that's really cool, I really like one of those, and I really kind of liked her, and we were talking one day, and then she was talking about how she couldn't save up enough money to get one or something. I'm like, oh, and I can't remember what I traded it for, but it was the 3DS at the time had just come out.
Oh, yeah?
And I got it for my birthday, and I'm thinking, well...
Are you sure it's not the DS?
3DS, yeah.
Are you sure it's not just the DS?
No, it was the 3D DS.
When was this? When did you say?
Oh, this was a while ago. I was probably like, I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Years
ago.
Because there's the DS, there's
2XL DS thing or whatever.
Well, there's like the DS, the DSi, and then the 3DS, and
yeah, it was a 3DS. Where the 3D, you turn on the switch on the side, and then it looks 3-dimensional.
That would have been in that came out in like 2013, I think, or 2012 or something.
Yeah, well, whenever it came out, this is when it was.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to remember. I can't even remember what it was. It was something like this wasn't it, but let's say it was something as silly as a book. Oh, that's a pretty cool book. I'm like, oh, I'll trade you. But the thing is, I was just trying to, you know what I mean? Like, oh, maybe if I do this, she'll date me. I had no idea. But so that was a pretty bad trade. And then after that, nothing ever happened, and we quit talking. She took
sadness.
Oh, excuse that language.
Oh, no. Jared, no. Oh,
Can you bleep that out?
I'm going to have to.
All right, I apologize.
I'm going to have to go and search for a bleep sound.
Okay. I'm sorry, Dylan. Anyway, we'll get back to it. I'll watch myself.
Okay, but I actually thought of another bad trade that I did. The dual discs that they used in Yu-Gi-Oh! Those things that they strapped on? I had one, and I traded it for these two little robot things. And I also, there was this giant robot that I also got. It was like, I don't know, it was like 3 feet tall. And I got the little robots and the big robot, and I went home with it. And this was still somewhat maybe a bad trade, but the kids told me that his parents wanted, he couldn't have given me the giant robot, so he took the giant robot back. And I never got the dual disc back, so I ended up just having the two little robots. And when I say little, they were like I don't know, a couple inches, maybe 1 or 2 inches. They were really small. So I got screwed out of that one. So that was great.
That's not good.
I can't believe you've done this.
I know. We'll fix it. But
7 episodes in. But okay.
So we'll go on to. Are you ready to go on?
Yeah, I'm ready to go on.
Okay, we'll go on to the hat pull.
Yeah, the blind hat pull, which the blind hat pull is where we have a bunch of different pieces of paper with numbers on them, and we pull 2 topics, and then we see what number corresponds with each topic on a piece of paper that we have. So, Jared, pull out our first topic.
All right, here I go. Give you some ASMR right there.
Well, that gets slightly noise canceled, but okay.
Okay, well, never mind then. I apologize.
I mean, it's not a big deal.
All right, so, Dylan, I pulled out the number 8. 8. Let me see what 8 is.
Yes.
8 is your favorite soda.
Oh, boy, we're getting into some tough ones today.
All right. Do you have a favorite soda, Dylan?
Oh, God. This one's going to be difficult. I guess it would be between 2 different ones. I can't completely choose. Well, I don't know. I like my top is like I really like Pepsi, I really like vanilla Coke, and I also like Orange Mountain Dew, which is like Livewire. If I had to pick one, I'd probably say maybe Pepsi.
Pepsi, really?
Yeah.
That's just too, I don't know, kind of maybe bitter is the word I'm looking for.
I don't know.
Me.
I don't think so. I like Pepsi. And then especially because there's like a caffeine-free kind that's not diet. It's just caffeine-free.
Yeah.
What's your favorite soda?
Well, recently I've been drinking a lot of Coke Zero. That's pretty good. Only because I'm a little, well, I'm diabetic, but I still, and that has zero sugar to my knowledge. So,
sweeteners still affect you, right?
Well, you know what, Dylan? Thanks for ruining my favorite soda.
I'm sorry, but you gotta know it's because
honestly, I'm not sure everything that's in it.
Well, anything that's sweet that hits your tongue kind of gives the same response as sugar. So.
Well, you know what? I'll put that in the memory bank. I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can't fool your tongue. If it's sweet, like even if it's like fake, then it'll still trigger insulin.
So what if my water tastes sweet? I'm just kidding. It never. I was gonna say what you would say.
Water.
I know. Well, okay. So,
But besides that, we're getting off track. What is your actual favorite soda?
My favorite would be Mr. Pibb. Mr. Pibb. It used to be Dr. Pepper.
Really?
Yeah. It used to be Dr. Pepper, and then after I had a taste on my tongue, a drop of Pibb, I can never go back.
What's the difference between that and Dr. Pepper?
I feel like I feel like Pibb may be sweeter.
I always thought that
maybe
Mr. Pibb was like the generic version of Dr. Pepper.
You know what? It's in this case, I would take the generic version. It might be. It really might.
Well, I don't know
if
it is. I just, I just always thought it was because there's also the thing called like Dr. Thunder.
Yeah.
Those like generic stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Pibb takes the cake on that one. That would be.
You always surprise me with these.
Hey, man.
Crazy. I'm just the normal person. I'm like, I like Pepsi. And then he's like, I like Mr. Pibb.
I like Mr. Pibb, Dylan. All right. So you ready for the next one?
Well, that one was fast.
That was a little fast.
I can't stretch that one too far.
Right.
But I don't know. Got any honorable mentions?
I like me some Mountain Dew.
Do you actually like Mountain Dew?
Not actually funny. I like the different versions of Mountain Dew, but Mountain Dew itself, I'm not a big fan of.
That's insane because basically, to me, all the Mountain Dews like taste the same except they're different flavorings, but it's all like Mountain Dew to me.
Yeah, for some reason
except for Mountain Dew Ice. Mountain Dew Ice is nasty to me.
Never had that one though. But Code Red would probably be my favorite Mountain Dew.
Really? Do you not like Pepsi?
I drink it whenever I'm out of soda.
Oh, but you're a Coke boy.
I'm a Coke boy. That's right.
You. I like both of them, but I flip flop. Sometimes it just depends on what mood I'm in. Like sometimes I'll get tired of one and then I'll go over to the other. I feel like Pepsi's sweeter than Coke. I don't know. It's
weird. Yeah.
Also, I think it depends on. This is one thing me and Sierra were talking about. I think it depends on what household you kind of grow up in. Because did your like?
My mom was a Pepsi person.
Really?
Completely. Yeah. No, dead serious. She never bought Coke. We always had growing up, which we everyone. I'm sure more people than struggle growing up or whatever. But we were kind of on the struggle bus ourselves, and all we ever had was Pepsi, bologna, and Lay's chips.
Like my dad only ever drank Pepsi. That's all he had. Like that's the thing he drank. He didn't drink Coke, so I grew up just getting used to drinking Pepsi. So that's probably why I more often than not prefer Pepsi. But I like Coke and vanilla Coke. I love vanilla Coke.
Oh yeah.
I wish that Pepsi had a vanilla Pepsi, but unfortunately they do not.
Do they not? I don't know. I never.
No. There was this like cherry vanilla that was out for a little bit, but it's not around that I've seen. But I don't really care for cherry flavor that much. Yeah. So I just liked that Coke just has a straight up vanilla Coke with nothing else. But okay, we can
move on to the next.
Yep, pull out the next topic.
All right, what are we gonna get, Dylan? Got a number 3 up in here.
A number 3.
Favorite fast food.
Oh God, favorite fast food. So, would I be? Okay. So would I say that some place like Bob Evans and all those other places that counts as fast food?
We can do that.
Like, or is that?
Well, I don't know.
It's not technically fast food. Fast food is where you get your stuff like fairly quickly,
let me
right?
see something here. Yeah.
Where like Bob Evans and stuff, and where you go and eat in, I guess that's technically dining in.
I'm not seeing a favorite restaurant on here, so you just want to say favorite restaurant?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Because, yeah, I'm like, they're technically not fast food, but okay. What is yours? You can go first.
I would have to say I love me some Fazoli's. I love the breadsticks.
Back to Fazoli's.
Yeah,
Have you been back there?
I have, actually, and it tasted good again. I don't know what happened that time I went, and it was horrible, but this time they were pretty spot on. I love their breads. I always get fettuccine Alfredo with broccoli, chicken, and tomatoes, and then I get a side cup of marinara sauce, and I'll dip my breadsticks. Oh my goodness!
Oh man,
I could live off Fazoli's.
Man, you fatty.
Oh yeah, I mean it wouldn't be a good choice, healthy lifestyle to live off Fazoli's. But
oh man, it's so hard for me to choose because there's so many good places. Like, if I had to pick one, it's one that I have only had one time that I want to go again, but we don't have one in town, and no one ever goes out of town. And that is a Five Guys.
Oh yeah, there's one down. Yeah, I've been there. One other time. Their fries aren't. You get a lot of fries. I'm not a big fan of their fries though.
I love fries. I like their fries. I'm not gonna say their fries were the best, but their fries were good. But their cheeseburger was so good.
Oh, their cheeseburger. Ooh.
It was
so
pretty good.
Yeah.
It was weird. Like I bit into it once, and then it just seemed really bland, and then I bit into it a second time, and oh my god, heaven!
You were opening up the flavor box, is what you were doing.
I guess it was so good, and I was like, "Yep, this is my favorite." It just sucks that I can never have it again.
You probably got I don't know.
But if I had to say a runner-up, a place that I can always go to, Culver's. Culver's is.
I haven't been to Culver's.
You haven't been to Culver's?
No.
You need to fix that, boy.
Oh, I'll be fixing.
You need to. I love their fries. Their fries are like the crinkle cut fries, and they're really good. And they also have their double cheeseburgers are really good. They also have these things called custards. And it's like ice cream basically, and you can get like whatever toppings you want in it, like Oreo brownies, etc. Those type of things. And the brownie chunks are like this freaking big, like they're really big. But yeah, you need to go to Culver's, but Culver's is really good. Number one would be Five Guys, but for a place that I can actually go to, probably that or maybe Pizza Hut, because I love Pizza Hut.
Oh man, I don't like Pizza Hut at all.
I know you don't. I know, but
for some reason, and it's not just you get people. Oh, this gives me this gives me that. This really does. If I eat too much pizza, it makes me feel sick. Like from there, but I can mow down on some Papa John's or some Greeks.
That's weird because I'm the opposite with Papa John's. Papa John's makes me feel sick. It's not that I don't like Papa John's. I do. It's just when I eat Papa John's, I feel sick. I don't know why. Yeah, but Pizza Hut, I'm just fine.
Pizza Hut, I'm fine eating the pasta, the breadsticks, but the pizza itself, I don't know.
Has Pizza Hut always done that to you?
Oh, yeah, since I was younger. My mom, she used to love Pizza Hut.
Because I remember us eating Pizza Hut a lot, and you never mentioned it back then.
Well, I was wrestling, don't forget, so I didn't eat a whole lot.
Man.
But see, I can eat a slice or two and feel fine. It's just if I eat more than that, I start feeling my stomach. Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know why Papa John's makes me feel sick, but it's weird. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, dokie. Do we have anything else to add to this topic?
We do not, other than moving on to the blind question.
Okay. Jared, what is the blind... Well, wait, I have to explain it. Okay, the blind-sighted question is, where you can, please send us blind or sighted questions at our email, tbspp@yahoo.com, lowercase. You can basically... send us in the subject line, send BQ for a blind question or SQ for a sighted question. A sighted question is just anything that's doesn't involve, the blindness thing. And if you want your name read out, just put it in the, the message to let me know. The email is again, tbspp@yahoo.com. Okay, so fire, Jared.
All right, Dylan, this one's for you. How did bad eyesight? How did bad eyesight? how bad eyesight.
Jared Caveman.
How bad eyesight affects school? How did it affect you in school?
Okay.
Well, like your biggest struggle, maybe.
Right. Well,
surely, I mean, one of the things is it was harder to read, but was there anything
yeah.
more?
There was like several things, kind of just having bad eyesight in school, which was I was different. You know, I always felt different. I didn't feel normal. One thing was because I would have to stick my face into books because, you know, I refused to use stuff. I refused to use big books because it'd make me stand out, and I just wanted to be normal like everybody else. So I would have my nose like basically buried into the book to like read the words and stuff, and it just really sucked. It made it really challenging. There was one time, I don't know if I ever told you about this, but I was in 4th grade, and I don't remember, we were reading these things. I don't remember what we were reading, but they were these books, and the words were really small, and I couldn't actually read them. And I got called on to read it, and I told the teacher that I couldn't, and she screamed at me. She's like, if you don't want to read it, you can go down to the office. And
Darn.
And I, like, you know, me being like, you know, in 4th grade, like I was crying. You know, there was this, like, I was sitting next to someone who was deaf, and they had an interpreter that I talked to. The interpreter knew that I had bad eyesight and that I couldn't read it. So she went and explained it to the teacher. It's like, he's saying he can't, not because he's defiant, because he actually can't. He can't read it. So that was like a very, very sad time where it made it hard. You know, certain, like reading the board and stuff, you know, made it difficult. Just many different things, and just not feeling normal.
Did the teacher ever apologize for that?
I don't think she actually apologized, but just kind of went on with her day. She might have, but
you were caught up in your tears.
Yeah, I'm just like, I can't read it. I didn't expect her to scream at me for it. There was like, you know, I of course got made fun of a lot because I was also cross-eyed on top of that. So I did get made fun of a good bit. I never got like beat up, bullied. Never to that extent though. It was just more like, you know, mentally being abused, I guess. But
people trying to impress their girlfriends and stuff like that.
I don't know. I guess. But you know, there was just them trying to make me use different tools and stuff, and I just stood out, and I just hated it. But it did make things different. It made sports and any activities difficult to get into.
So I remember something, if you don't mind me mentioning, and it's kind of a bonus story.
What?
So me and Dylan had another friend named Dylan, and we were all friends. We rode the same bus together.
Oh, Dylan Gray.
Home.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to say.
All right. So, you know, we're all joking around and stuff, and you see, I'm the kind of guy who I don't think about the after effect. I think it's going to be funny in the moment. Now, funny in the moment, I don't mean if I'm picking on someone, I think that's funny. I mean, I think they'll laugh about it too. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I never do anything intentionally to hurt someone's feelings. A lot of the time, I assume they'll laugh about it too. So the other Dylan, we'll call him Dylan too. He's like, hey, you know, we're all laughing and stuff, and it kind of gets silent. He's like, hey, hold up 2 fingers or something, and then ask this Dylan how many fingers you're holding up. I'm like, oh, Dylan, you know, me and Dylan are friends. He'll get a kick out of that. It's all just a joke. And so I'm like, hey, Dylan. He's like, yeah, what's up? I said, how many fingers am I holding up? And he got so mad. He came over and started punching me.
Did I?
Yeah, you punched me in the arm, like, really hard.
I think I remember that.
And so I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, I thought you would laugh about, which, you know, I was younger too. I mean, it probably, you know, thinking about it now, it was pretty dumb.
So you got tricked.
I got tricked. He just wanted to see me get punched.
Yeah, the other Dylan was sometimes a jerk. He wasn't like a bully or anything, but he was sometimes just a little bit of a jerk sometimes.
Oh, well, but that was it. That was the bonus story.
But yeah, like just with sports and activities and stuff, it just made things really difficult. I remember one time where I don't remember. It was some gym class in 7th or 8th grade. You know how like we like cycled through different sports and stuff, like at a little bit of a time we went through like basketball, and then another time we went through like wrestling, and then there was another time where we went through archery, and of course that one was not fun for me because obviously I could not aim that far, so just I had a lot of struggles with everything basically, so it was not fun, but those are kind of my hardships with just having bad eyesight. But do you have anything else to add to this?
That's it. That about sums up the.
Okie dokie. So, like I said, guys, send those questions in at Yahoo. tbspp@yahoo.com. Because no one's sending many questions in. But okay. Anyways, hope you guys had a good beginning to your year. This has been the BlindSighted Perspective Podcast. I've been Dylan.
I've been Jared.
We will see you in the next episode.